let's get into the news. The first story of the day is actually a reminder because today is a couple of press conferences. First, you have the Apple one. Apple one starts at 10 a.m. Pacific time, which is 1 p.m. Eastern time, and then figure it out where you are from there. And they're going to announce a couple of things, a new news app that's going to give you aggregation into some paid subscriptions. Also a new TV app that's going to give you, again, paid subscriptions into a single app or directly into their ecosystem on Apple TV and devices like that. So again, that starts at 10 a.m. if you want to watch that. I'll link it down below. As for the PlayStation 1, the PlayStation 1 is called the State of Play, and it starts today, and it is going to be at 2 p.m. Pacific and 5 p.m. Eastern. And again, if you want to watch that, it will be linked down below. Both of these events should be somewhat interesting. You're going to be new products, so if you like new products, definitely watch. Next up, the newest update for the Galaxy S10 is currently rolling out, is the March update, and brings with it two new things. And they are the stability of camera has been improved. Doesn't go into too much depth there, so I'm assuming just the camera features in terms of the quality of the image may be improved, and if there was a bug, that was erased. And also improved performance for wireless power share. A feature I don't use that much, but still very cool to show off to friends and to have. And again, that has been improved as well. So a very welcome update coming out this March. I have the unlocked version of the Galaxy S10 here in America, and I'm assuming I won't get this update until April. I would have to guess, and by April, I'm talking probably mid to late April. As for you, if you're with a carrier here in America, you probably can expect the same. You'll probably get it sometime in April. I would expect mid-April for you guys, for the carriers, and then everyone with the unlocked versions. After that, a week or two later, and then the rest of the world, you'll probably get it now. But yeah, check your phones for the update. It should be available for some of you, again, right this second. And the last story of the day is about the Samsung Galaxy Fold. You know, their foldable phone that is a 4.6-inch phone, and then you open it up and it is 7.3-inch tablet. Well, the pre-order and official release date for Europe has been out, and that is going to be April 26th will be the official pre-order date, and then it'll release just a week later on May 3rd across Europe. And for 2,000 euros, you get some cool stuff with your phone. So first, like I said, it's 2,000 bucks, but along with the Galaxy Fold, you also get new wireless Galaxy Buds. So if you're waiting to get those, you'll get those for free. A slim design protective Kevlar case. Kevlar is very, very protective. And then lastly, a 1-year damage cover through the Samsung Care Plus. So if you break your phone, you'll get it fixed for free. Also, it's going to be in the available colors of Space Silver, Cosmos Black, Martian Green, and Astro Blue. So if you've been looking forward to pre-ordering that phone, there you guys go, and you should have it a week after that. Into the news, guys, or onto the news rather. The first story of the day is about the Galaxy S8, S8 Plus, and Note 8 on Sprint. As you can see right here, Sprint is rolling out the Android Pie update for the Galaxy S8 and Note 8, also known as Samsung One UI, and it brings with it all kinds of cool UI features and a new look to the UI. So if you haven't got this update, I definitely recommend going into your software updates and settings and checking for it and downloading and installing it. It really makes the phone a little bit more fun to use and easier to use as well, because they put a lot of the settings and buttons that you need to towards the bottom of the screen, so you don't have to reach all the way up. So download it now, guys, and enjoy. And the last story of the day is about the Galaxy Note 10. More rumors coming out, and this one is actually pretty wild. So as you can see, Galaxy Note 10 coming in August, which again is not too big of a surprise. We had that last year as well. But if you continue reading, without any physical keys. So no keys, no buttons. So everything would be gesture-based basically on the phone. So you might squeeze the phone, because they do have a patent where you squeeze the phone and it does different actions. Google has this as well already in HTC. But basically you might squeeze the phone to, I don't know, activate the screen. You might slide your finger down on one side to go down on volume, slide it up to go up. Maybe you'll double tap on the side to launch Bixby. That's basically what it would expect this phone to be able to do if there's no buttons at all. I think that's pretty wild. I think that's pretty adventurous. I'm actually surprised Apple hasn't done something like this already, just because they seem to want this like just slim, clean design with nothing on there really at all except for a display. And it looks like Samsung, which HTC again has done similar stuff like this already, but Samsung would be the biggest company to do this thus far if they end up doing this, especially with the Note 10, which is a big, popular phone, especially with my audience. You guys love this phone. This is probably, the Note series of phone is probably the most popular phone out there for Samsung, at least with YouTube audiences, and this would be pretty freaking huge if this ends up happening, to have just, you know, no buttons at all gesture based. It would definitely, I think, take some getting used to, but I don't think it would be that huge a deal at the same time, because if you think about it, at this point, I don't really use my power button a lot. I usually just use double tap, or I will just lift to wake, or I'll hold it up to my, you know, my face and it unlocks the phone, or, you know, for the volume keys, I do use those a little bit, but you can control that right from the settings inside. It's not that hard. Also, if you do slide up or down with volume, that's very intuitive. So this isn't going to be, I don't think, a huge thing, but it's definitely a cool thing, because it's, again, they're changing. They're doing stuff that they haven't done in years. They got rid of they never did a notch. They got rid of basically almost all the bezel on the front, and they just have the camera setting on there with the S10, S10 Plus, and S10e. So this would be another step in that direction to changing things and making us go in a different place. Let's get into the news. The first story of the day is about the Sprint Galaxy S10 line of phones. I know some of you have reached out to me telling me that you've been having issues with your connectivity with the Sprint network on your Galaxy S10. Again, line of phones, all of them, S10e, S10, and S10 Plus. And it looks like a fix is rolling out right now. It's the March update, which we talked about yesterday, but this March update is also going to include an LTE fix for your phone, so that you shouldn't have any more connectivity issues. Now, once you do get this update, if you're on Sprint, let us know if it did fix it or not. It's supposed to, but again, it's always the user that's going to know best if it has or not. Next up, the always amazing leaker Ice Universe on Twitter put out the following tweet about the Galaxy Note 10. He said the Galaxy Note 10 has a high probability of increasing its camera sensor size. Now, when they do that, they're obviously talking most likely about the megapixels, maybe a bit more aperture so you can get even more light into the photo to have, you know, just a better overall looking photo in low light, and overall just higher resolution photos. Galaxy Note 10 is supposed to have 4 cameras on the back. And then yesterday we talked about, if you didn't see that video, we talked about it completely removing possibly all the buttons on the phone, so it would just be gesture based on the phone. Maybe on the side you're going to slide up and down for the volume, on the, maybe the power you're going to double tap on the side, stuff like that. So Galaxy Note 10 rumors are starting to heat up for sure. And the last story of the day is pretty exciting. It's all about the Galaxy Fold. So if you're thinking about getting that Galaxy Fold, that is Samsung's foldable phone. It's like a phone and a tablet all in one, and we have a Q&A from a guy that has the phone device, whatever you want to call it, phone tablet, and the information is coming from the editor XDA developers. And the first tweet he puts out says, EU Samsung Galaxy Fold, which is the European version, definitely has the Snapdragon 855. Says someone who got one early. They can't show pictures, videos, but are taking questions. You got any? So we'll run through all these Q&As that he received from this person. Does it fold completely, or is it like a binder? Answer, more like a binder. It leaves a small gap. Next up, have you fixed the open-close delay? No, that's awful, especially with Chrome. Chrome won't re-render pages to full screen when switching sometimes. So you would have a web page rendered in the small area, and it would take a few seconds before re-rendering it to full screen. So what he seems like he's talking there is when you open and close, some of the apps do have a quite sizable delay. That is annoying for sure. Can the small screen run games normally, or any app for that matter? Yes, runs them just fine. So you can keep it closed, the small screen, and it'll run apps perfectly fine. Does the hinge bend outward? Not inward behavior, but want to know about quality. Doesn't bend outwards. Can the fold remain open at a right angle? Fold is weird, like you could make it stay open at the angle, but the screen would be off. And if you do manage to keep it open, it's more of a balancing. Does it allow for home screen setups? It does allow separate home screens. Actually, that messed me up the first time I set my home screen to a seal, and only the inner seal change. Later I figured that I have to change the small screen wallpaper separately. So it looks like you'll have multiple home screen setups depending upon if it's closed or open. How are the general performance and battery life so far? Battery life has been great, but I've only used it inside the apartment so far. Performance is comparable to the S10 Plus Exynos, but it has a few weird software quirks which make it look bad. It might be a lot faster, to be honest. This is punctuation model running One UI 1.2. Samsung Galaxy 10 runs One UI 1.1. So it's a newer version of the One UI software. Going to ask them to test the storage speeds, given that this is the first device with UFS 3.0. So this is the fastest speeds you can get. And you can see the speeds right here that you get. So up to 1512 megabits, and then sequential write 418. So big time improvements with that kind of stuff. For comparison, here's an Android Bench run on the ceramic 12 gigabyte S10 Plus. So remember, the sequential read, right, was 1500 and 400. So you can see 900 on here and then 300 for the right. So big improvements with those speeds. There is MST support, so you can use Samsung Pay basically anywhere. Samsung will offer a bunch of custom wallpapers for the Fold. The cameras are 16 megapixel ultra wide rear camera. Sony also on the two 10 megapixel selfie cameras. Can all the apps and games be expanded, stretched out till they fill the whole screen, or do they have to be updated to support that screen ratio? I'm guessing watching YouTube leaves two pretty big black bars at the top and the bottom. And then it goes, here's a screenshot showing off an app not filling the screen. Then after hitting the screen button in the nav bar, it relaunches and fills the screen. App shown is Android Bench. Full screen mode is accessed from recent apps menu and not the nav bar. This question says if it has a noticeable crease as soon as you start folding it, and the answer is yes. It's noticeable but not too bad. You can feel it under the finger, but it's hard to notice it with the screen on and with more than 70% brightness. So there you guys go, a lot of good questions being asked and answered on the new Samsung Galaxy Fold. Let's get into the news. The first story of the day is about a color for the Pixel 3a and 3a XL. These are going to be budget Pixel phones, or budget depending upon the price that actually comes out. It'll definitely be less than the 3 and 3 XL. But anyways, the color that's going to be coming out, as you can see right here, is a new iris purple color. And if it looks anything like this photo, I would be all in. I really like that lilac, purplish kind of looking color. It looks amazing. And then with the blue button on the side there to accent it, it looks really cool. What do you guys think? Next up, YouTube TV, which is a live streaming TV service where you can stream like NBC and ESPN and all other kinds of networks as well for a subscription fee, is now available in every US television market. Before, it was only like, I think it started off at like, I don't know, 25% of the markets, and then 50, and then it got up to 98. Now it's every single television market in the United States. So if you been wanting to sign up for this service, you should now be able to. I used it for a little bit. It's not too bad. It has a built-in DVR, which is really nice, and it's really easy to use. You can use it on any device that you have it be a tablet, a computer, Android TV box. I believe it's on almost every device that you can get. So it's actually pretty cool. Check it out if you want to, because it should be available where you are in the United States. And our last story of the day is about the Galaxy Fold phone, and we've been getting some more stories as the time has gone on about this phone, because it's coming out next month, April, and we're only a few days away from April. So pre-orders and orders being shipped out should begin in April. And it looks like Samsung has put out an official video showing this phone being folded time after time after time, and just if you wanted to get a look at it, and it's being done by a machine. The other part of this is that it should be able to be folded 200,000 times, which equates out to 100 times a day, which equates out to 5 years of folding. It should be able to withstand that. Now that's a lot of folding, and that's a great thing, obviously, to be able to fold that many times. Most people don't keep their phone for 5 years. I know some of you do. I personally don't. But I think most people, the sweet spot is probably about 2 years. So you should be able to fold this a whole hell of a lot of times over 2 or 3 years, depending upon how long you keep your phone. And plus, I think the people that are gonna even keep a phone for 2 or 3 years probably won't buy this phone anyway. It's a $2,000 phone, so I highly doubt a lot of people are going to be purchasing this phone anyway that would be affected by a 5-year time limit. Let's get into the news. The first story of the day is about the Galaxy S10 Plus, S10, and S10e. And guess what? S10 Plus has been rated as the best smartphone to buy per Consumer Reports. You can see Samsung phones and Apple iPhones get a boost from Consumer Reports' newest reliability and owner satisfaction ratings, and it's done so with impressive battery life. It's rough and tumble, also has better and more cameras, and strong reliability. The other crazy thing about this is the number 2 phone is the iPhone XS Max, number 3 phone is Galaxy S10, and then the 5th phone, the 5th best phone to buy is the Galaxy S10e. So Apple and Samsung are taking up the top 5 spots on the Consumer Reports list of phones. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Did they get it right or did they get it wrong? And the last story of the day, it's kind of a short news day because Friday, a lot of people are trying to get out and enjoy the weekend, comes from Ice Universe, and it's a tweet saying this is Samsung's new 25-watt EPTA 800, which uses the Type-C to C data line interface and will be used in the Galaxy S10 5G, AA7, A90. Of course, if the S10 can be upgraded to 25 watt, you can also use it. So there's a couple things I want to break down there. So first of all, they're getting rid of the USB Type A on one side. It's going to be USB-C on both ends. That's the same as what the Pixel already does. The other big thing, it's a 25 watt charger, meaning that you're going to be able to charge even faster. So instead of maybe it taking 90 minutes, maybe it'll drop down to 1 hour and 10 at that point. So you're going to get faster charging overall. The other big thing, if you read that last sentence, is S10 can be upgraded to the 25 watts. So there's been a story going around that China is going to, at least Samsung China, maybe hopefully in America as well, there's like a software update that Samsung can put out, meaning all Galaxy S10 devices would potentially be able to be upgraded to this compatible charger, meaning you would also be able to charge faster. That is awesome. Hopefully this ends up happening, because why wouldn't you want to charge faster? Instead of 90 minutes, hour and 10, or whatever it takes, you would be able to charge faster and use less time on the charger. What do you guys think? Let's get into the news. The first story of the day is a new product from Nest. Nest is owned by Google. This product is called the Nest Hub Max, and it was leaked by Google on the Nest website. There's tons of references for it, talking about what it will have, and basically what it is, think a Google Home, but with some additional features. So this one will have, first and foremost, a camera. So you'll be able to use this camera for Google Duo Call, so you can talk to your friends and your family. Also, it'll have a camera that allows you to capture video of your home. So it'll record 24/7 video, up to 24/7 video of your home wherever it's located. It'll have smart alerts, meaning it'll know like people's faces, and it'll have sound alerts, so it'll be able to record sound. It's basically a Nest Cam built into a Google Home. Awesome idea. Also, it'll have stereo speakers. No pricing, release date, or anything else really with this, but if you're looking forward to getting this product should be out, I would assume, very soon, especially with Google leaking it accidentally or purposely on their own website. And a lot of these features should already be in the Google Home in terms of a camera and also stereo speakers, but it looks like it's going to make it over to the Nest side of things. And the last story of the day is about the Apple AirPower device. This was literally a mat that was allowing you to charge up to 3 devices and wirelessly, and it was supposed to come out a year ago, never did, and now Apple has officially canceled it. In a statement to TechCrunch, Don Riccio says, after much effort, we've concluded AirPower will not achieve our high standards, and we have canceled the project. We apologize to these customers who are looking forward to this launch. We continue to believe that the future is wireless and are committed to push the wireless experience forward. Give me a break, it's a wireless charger. What's the big deal here? Like, why is it so difficult? I mean, it probably was like overheating and things like that, I guess. Or maybe, I don't know, it didn't work so well, but it's kind of ridiculous because, again, literally, it's a wireless charger. So, not coming out, guys. You'll have to wait for some other wireless charger product from Apple. Otherwise, use somebody else's. Samsung has some. There's a million companies that have wireless chargers. Let's get into the news. As you can see, I'm not on camera. My son got me sick, and I feel better than I did yesterday. Yesterday, I was really, really sick. But beyond that, I'm still working on my energy, so I don't really feel like being on camera, but I'll get this video out. There's really only one story today, and it's about AT&T, and it's that their real 5G network, not the 5GE network, but the 5G network, has hit speeds of 1 gigabit per second. So that is amazing. It's really, really fast. They do not have a phone that's 5G just yet. That should be coming later in April with the Galaxy S10 5G. Well, if it hits in April or May, it looks like it's going to go to Verizon first, but we'll see when it comes out to AT&T. But beyond that, they got this speed with a Netgear Nighthawk 5G hotspot, and that was able to eclipse the 1 gigabit per second speed. They got this speed in multiple cities too, so they didn't mention which cities they got it in, but they did get it in multiple cities, which is, again, really, really great. It's not just happening in one city or the other. The other thing to keep in mind, though, is that this is basically not many, if any, people on the network right now with 5G, so them hitting these speeds is kind of artificial in a way, because not everybody has 5G currently that has a 5G device or has this device. So take it with a grain of salt, but it's also really good to see that they've accomplished this by getting 5G. Anyways, guys, that is the news for today. Don't forget to subscribe. New videos every single day. My question out to you guys is, are you excited about 5G, or are you kind of like, I'm good with LTE? Let me know in the comments down below. Me, myself, I don't necessarily need 5G for anything that I do, but to have it would be fantastic. Why wouldn't I want it? So thanks for watching. We'll see you down the road. Peace!